Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Matt here. Today I wanted to give my opinion on the Tuvet's QDT LS tripod. This tripod here, as you can see, is quite large because it's a two-section, so this is the most collapsed position, and it doesn't really fit on the bench very well for videos, so I figured I'd just stand in front of the camera instead. This tripod I actually did not purchase, but it was not a sponsored item. I actually managed to pick this up off a prize table, which is a pretty sweet prize table pull. This was from the 2023 PRS Rimfire National Finale. This was the one that was at MKM in Cannondale, Pennsylvania. And at the time, when I went up to walk the prize table, there was actually two Tuvet tripods side by side. There was this one here and another QDT 2-section, but with the inverted leg sections. And I chose this one over that, and we'll talk about why as well. But going to the QDT, if I find the sticker here, so QDT stands for Quick Deploy Tripod, and LS denotes that it has the leg stopper feature built into it, which is really nice. I will show you how that works afterwards. Generally speaking though, the tripod has worked really well for me. Again, I've been using this now for close to a year and a half, and it did not come with a ball head, by the way. So the ball head I picked up afterwards, and I ended up just going with a no-name cheapo Amazon ball head that's really a ripoff of a really Right Stuff design. But the reason why I decided to go more budget friendly for the ball head is because I very rarely shoot off of my tripod, like actually shoot with my rifle off of the tripod. I use it almost exclusively for spotting at PRS matches, as well as occasionally using it for tripod rear support if I choose to use that in a stage. So it doesn't come with the ball head, but it does come with the plate, the quick detach plate that the ball head attaches to. There's a locking lever here that can loosen, and the plate will be loose, but you can't actually remove it until you depress this button on the bottom side of the tripod there. So this works quite well. You can see there's a hook on the bottom of that. You can hang your bag or something of that sort, and it reattaches to the tripod just as quick as well. So that's pretty nice, but it doesn't come with the ball head. Overall, the quality of this tripod is quite nice. Starting with the leg joints or hinges, I guess, these have sort of like a default position, obviously, that they lock into, and this leg angle will work for most of the tripod use that you will need. But they also have a wider angle they can be pivoted to, which is, again, pretty common on a lot of tripods, but I think the mechanism on this one is quite well designed. So there is a switch that you push out on each of these legs, but what's neat about this is it is spring loaded, so when this gets to the most horizontal position, this switch will spring back inwards, and then you don't have to touch it to adjust it after that. So I like that a lot. Again, as I show you here, if I go all the way up, you'll hear it click into place, and then it will lock into, again, a very flat position. And then there's another intermediate position where I don't have to touch this leg switch anymore. It'll click into place by itself, like so, and lock into that angle there. And then I can go all the way back again to sort of the default leg angle, like so. And I only have to touch that switch at the beginning. So again, touch the switch once, go all the way, halfway, or to the bottom. Pretty sweet, and it works well. Again, it's just something that's quick to deploy, like the name would suggest. Going on to the twist locks for the legs, I believe they have updated their product line, because I went on the website quickly to just refresh my memory of some specs, and it looks like they're all coming now with rubber exteriors on the leg locks for an extra bit of grip, which is quite nice. These ones are all aluminum, but I've never had an issue with them. And what I really appreciate about this design is they are a very quick, a small quarter turn to loosen or tighten the leg. So again, very quick to deploy. Just a small turn to loosen. You can adjust the leg however you want, and then another small turn to tighten. So some of the more budget tripods, you're sitting there for a long time screwing the leg lock, you know, you'll do your adjustment and then you're sitting there again. This one is not the case. Just quick, simple twist and you're good to go, and it's nice and solid too. Generally speaking, this tripod has been very solid for two reasons. First off, the quality of the carbon fiber seems to be quite good, and you also get really beefy legs. So the outer leg here, the thicker one, is 42 millimeters in diameter, so it's quite chunky, which means it gives a very nice rigid tripod to either shoot from or spot from, which is nice. You don't get the flex or the jitters from a less rigid tripod system. Now I want to demonstrate the LS leg stopper feature, which is something that you can't truly appreciate until you use a tripod that doesn't have the leg stopper system. But it's quite a simple concept. Essentially, all the leg hinges have an internal stopper built in, so the leg cannot cross over the sort of middle line of the tripod. So all the legs always stay nicely tucked in and organized nicely. None of them can go crisscross applesauce and do some weird stuff to you. So here is a Vortex Radian tripod, which is fine in its own right, but this doesn't have a leg stopper system in it. So sometimes if this is on the ground and you go to pick it up and fold it quickly to move somewhere, you'll fold it and oh, look what happened. One of the legs goes all the way to the wrong side and now it's all crisscrossed and this leg can go there and all sorts of stuff. It's just annoying because now the legs are sort of tangled and you have to fight them a little bit to deploy it back out. Using a tripod with the leg stopper system in it after one that doesn't have a leg stopper system in it, you really appreciate the feature. So I thought that was nice that they built it into this. And something else I thought was neat, again, just sort of like showing how this was a well thought out product, is you can see the feet here, just your standard rubber feet that I usually use. But if you ever need a spiked foot for use on ice or something similar, you can unscrew these and the spikes are actually stored on the underside of the foot. So you can take the spike off and reinstall it sticking outwards and then just screw back the entire foot, and then you'll have a spiked foot to use, which is pretty nice. So you don't have to carry the spiked feet or worry about them getting lost. They're integrated into the underside of the rubber feet. So as I mentioned before, this thing is quite large, even in the most collapsed position. I measured it quickly and it's about 36 inches to the shoulder here, not including whatever ball head you choose to put on it. And in the most deployed position, it's about 65 inches to the shoulder, which is a lot higher than I would ever need for shooting off of or spotting from. But I do generally use it fully deployed when I run the tripod for tripod rear support, if I choose to use that. But let me deploy this here and show you guys how quick it is. I actually have to do it slower because there's lights and camera tripods around me that I have to be careful for, but you can generally see how fast someone could do this. Again, the leg locks are really nice because they're basically just a quarter turn to loosen and tighten. And if I'm careful here, I don't hit any of my lights. You can see that is the tripod fully deployed, which you can't even see the top right now because it's so tall. But again, I will run it like this for tripod rear support, which isn't something I do very often these days, but I will choose to do occasionally. Now let's talk about why I chose the sort of normal leg section version of the QDT tripod, even when I had a choice for the inverted. And that's because I actually had an inverted 2-section tripod before in 2022. That was from Leo Photo, and I ended up selling that, not because I didn't like the tripod, but in 2023 I had to fly to Italy for the World Championship, and a large 2-section tripod does not travel well. So I sold that Leo Photo in favor for a 4-section tripod, just so I could travel a little bit easier with that. So I took it off for the video, but I normally leave my tripod office on my tripod, even during storage or transportation. I'll just collapse the legs and fold it in with the tripod office attached, and it works well. But I can't do that with an inverted leg section tripod, which was getting annoying, so that's why I chose this one here. Also, I rarely run tripod rear support in my PRS matches these days. I still do occasionally, but not nearly as much as I used to in 2021 and 2022. And since it's not as much of a factor to have a gamer tripod for rear support, this one still does the job really well if I need it to, but I can keep my tripod office on it for general use as well. All in all though, the QDT LS tripod from 2Vets has served me very well, and I have no plans to replace it with anything else because it's a great tripod. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, as usual, I'll do my best to answer, but if not, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Cheers.